In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to calculate your CGPA in just two steps, and I'll try my best to explain the differences between GPA and also CGPA. Now, the first step here, in this case, you are going to set a table for your first semester and also second semester. Looking at this case, I'm having table here just for my first semester, right? And the courses I'm going to offer first semester, okay? Then I'll move to the grades I have, right? Then I'll move to my credit units, or you call it course unit. After that, you move to your grade point. That's for first semester. But as far as second semester is concerned, the course that you're going to offer in second semester, you list it out here. Then your grades, you put it here. Your credit unit will be here. Then you are going to have your grade point. So at first, I actually need to explain each point that we have, each grade points that we have. No, whenever we have grade A, right? We have grade A, we have grade B, right? We have grade C, we have grade C, D, and also E and F, right? So in this case now, if you have A, let's say you have A, then what's going to be the points of A? A is actually 5 points, right? Then if you have B, that's 4 points, right? So if you have C, C represents 3 points. Then if you have D, that's 2 points, right? 2 points. So if you have E, E is 1 point, right? So let's say you add, it can never be a portion. Let's say you have F, F is actually 0 point, that is, it doesn't count. Now let's go ahead. Let's just say a student of Osun State University, level student, let's say, is offering MTH 101, right? Okay, let's say the same thing is offering CHM 101, right? Is offering Physics 101 as well. And let's say GNS is also part as well. GNS 101. Let's say you have GNS again 211, which is French, right? So let's say he's also offering GNS 103, which is use of library here in Osun. Then let's say he's offering Bio 107. Bio 107, this is practical. CHM 107 is also practical. Then you have Physics 107, right? 107, which is also what practical as well. Let's say this is just all the courses that this student is offering. Then let's count all the courses. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, let's say we add one more. I think it remains Bio 101. Bio 101, right? So in this case now, first thing you need to take note of is that, okay, how many units course is MTH 101? MTH 101, is it 3 units course, 2 units course, or let's say, is it 4 units course or 6 units course, as the case may be. Let's say MTH 101 is just 3 units course. Then you come back to your credit unit, or you call it course units. How many units is this MTH? MTH is just 3 units. Then you put it out here, right? Then what of CHM? How many units is CHM? Your CHM is what? Is 3 units course, right? And let's say this also what? 3 units course. GNS is 2 units course, right? GNS 211. Let's say this also what? Is also 2 units course. Then you have a 103 to what? To be 1 unit course. Then by 107, all this practically are what? 1 unit each, right? Then you have your biology 101 to be what? 3 units course. Now look at this. It's very simple. Then let's say after writing your first semester exam, then your MTH was A, right? Let's say it is A. Your grade is A. You have grade A. It might be 70 A. Your A starts from that 70 to 100, right? Or 70 upward. Your B starts from that 60 upward, right? So 60 to that's 60, I think 69 as well. Then let's say your C starts from that's 50 to 50 to 59 exactly. That's your C. Then your D starts from what? From, let me just say it is from, let's say it starts from 40, I think 40 to something like 49, rather. Your E starts from, I don't think this is just, I think this starts from, it's not 45 to 49 within this range. Your E starts from, let's say 40 to 45, 44 exactly. And your F starts from, that's 39 to 0. Or let me just say 1. Just something like this. Let's say you have 70A in your mathematics, MTH 101. So it's still what? A as well. Even though you have 80, it's still the same thing as A. Then let's move to CHM. In this case, let's say you check your CHM 101 results. You're like, wow, it is A. You have A in CHM. That means that student must be a very brilliant student. Like, okay, you check your physics as well. You had what? A. Wow, this is a genius, right? Then let's say GNS 101, you had, okay, you have B. Oh, you're not good in GNS, okay, right? Let's say GNS 211, French. I don't know French. What concerns me about French? I can only speak Yoruba and English. What concerns me about French? Let's say later on you just have the check it and you have the, wow, it's making sense. Let's say you check your GNS 101, use of library, just a unit course, you had what? A. Wow, it's making sense. Then Power 107, your practical. Okay, this practical is really giving me a problem. I don't really think I write too much of things there, and oh, it's just, I just did some what I know there. Okay, let's say practically all the practical you later have C, and this you have for CHM practical you have A, physics practical you have what? A. Then your Power 101. What's there in biology? Just you had A. You are brilliant. Now you just have one D, and also what? C as well. It's very simple. So now let's say to go about this, it's very simple. First you just need to do is that, okay, how many points do I make in my my MTH 101? The point is actually known as what? Grade point, and it is the product of your what? Of your grade multiplied by what? By the course unit. Now what I mean by product of grade, no, I told you guys that our grade, whenever you have A, your grade A is what? Is 5 points. Shige now. Then you're going to take this 5, you multiply by what? By 3. That would be what? 5 multiplied by 3, which is what? 15. Can you see this down? That's your grade point for mathematics, right? Then let's go to CHM. See A. A is what? That's 5 points again. Multiplied by 3 is still what? 5 multiplied by 3, which is what? 15 again, right? Then still move to physics 101. Grade A is still what? 5 points. Multiplied by 3, that's what? That's 15 as well, right? Then let's say, okay, GNS 101 is a 2 units course. Can you see that? GNS 101 is a 2 units course. Then how many points is grade B? Grade B is what? 4 points. That will be 2 multiplied by 4, which is what? That's 8, right? Then GNS 211 also is 2 units course. Then you had D is what? 2 points. Then 2 multiplied by 2, that's actually what? That's 4, right? Then your GNS 113, GNS 113 is what? Is just A. And A, it is what? Your GNS 113 is what? 1 unit course. Then just go ahead and multiply 5. A is 5 points. 5 multiplied by 1, that's what? That's 5 as well. Then let's say you move to biology 107, which is your practical. You have C. And how many points is C? C is what? Is 3 points. Then multiply by 1, because our practical is what? 1 unit course. We are going to have 3 multiplied by 1, which is equal to what? That's theory, right? Then CHM 107 is A, and A is what? Is 5 points. We are going to have 5 multiplied by 1, right? Which is equal to what? 5, right? Then let's say your physics is still the same thing. You are still going to have 5 multiplied by what? By 1, which is equal to what? 5. Your biology is what? Is A. Very good. Then you have biology 101 to your 3 units course, and you add A there. Your A is what? 5 points. You're going to have 5 multiplied by what? 3, which is equal to what? 15. Then all these, they are actually what? The grade point. Now, as the case may be, the next thing you just need to calculate, the next thing you need to calculate here is just the CGPA, right? Is it the CGPA? No, it can never be CGPA, because as far as CGPA is concerned, you are talking about what? Cumulative grade point average. Then what are you going to calculate here? You are going to calculate the GPA. Exactly. That's what we need to calculate here, because GPA is what you can have. What you can have after your first semester. That is after a semester. What you can have is what is the GPA. But in a year we have 2 semesters in a session, and the total grade point of these 2 sessions is what we call the cumulative grade point, which is the CGPA. You get it right down. So what you can actually have as far as the first semester is concerned, that's what the GPA. Then let's just go ahead and let me just show you how to calculate the GPA. Now, the first step is that you draw your table. The second step is that you go ahead and calculate your GPA. Then GPA is just what you can have, and is also known as as the grade point average. Grade point average is just what you can have after a semester. Let me just say a semester. So now look at this. How can I get this my GPA? GPA is very simple. What you just need to do is just like you come back to your course units. I always call it course unit because it's just the unit that is attached to each course I'm offering. For my MT 101, it is a 3 unit course. My CHM 101 is a 3 unit course. You understand that kind of thing? But some people actually call this credit unit. But still making sense. It's still part of it. Understand? So you just come back to your credit unit. You sum up everything that you have here. You add them together. That is the total course units that you are offering for the semester. Then you add this plus this. That's 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus this, that's 9. Plus this is 11, right? Then plus this, you're having 13, right? So 14, 15, 16, 17. Then everything here is that's 20 units. That means you are offering 20 units course. You understand it now? So then you come back to your grade point. Then you're trying to sum up everything together. You have 15 here, right? So you have 15 here, 15 here, you have 5 here, 15 here. You add everything together. In this case, this total course unit here is going to be what you call it TCU. That's total course unit, or you say total credits unit. Then in this case, you're going to have it to be total grade point. You understand it now? So what you are going to do now is just to add all our total grade points together, because that's just what you need to get. Now look here, the first one is 15, right? 15 plus again you have 15 again, plus you have 15 again as well, right? So then plus what again do you have? You have 8, right? Then plus again you have 4, then plus again you have you have 5, plus again you have 3, plus 5 again, plus 5 again, plus that's 15, right? So what's that? You have everything here to be 90, right? You have it to be 90. That's very good. Now look at this. To calculate your GPA, you are going to have it to be total grade points divided by total credits units, which is equals to 90 divided by 20. Then what's that? You are going to have it to be 90 divided by 20. That's 4.5. 4.5, then 0. Now, what you actually need to note here is that your GPA, that is grade point average, must be in 2 decimal places. There are some cases where you are going to have 4.513, 4.5145. You understand? But you must approximate this to 4.50. That is 2 decimal places. It might be 4.51, 4.52, anyhow like that. So you get down. So looking at this very well, these results is making sense actually, but what actually spoiled the result is the 2 units course, the 1 unit course, and also I think that's just it. The 2 units courses and also the 1 unit courses. Wow, so somehow, so that means you just need to work hard. No, this result is actually making sense, but it is 4.5. You're on first class now. Now let's just move to second semester without wasting our time. Now look at this. Now let's say second semester, the code here the course code here has changed. Let's say in this case I'm offering MTH 101. Now it's that second level. I'm having what? MTH second semester rather, MTH 102, right? Then I'm having CHM 102, right? I'm having physics 102. Then I'm having GNS 102. Then I'm having, in this case now, I'm no more doing French again. Then what am I doing? I'm now doing story, Nigeria history. That's GNS what? That will be GNS 204. No, exactly 104 rather. 104. No, this is 211. That's use of French. Now I'm doing what? 104. So I'm no more doing library again. Thank God. I'm not doing bio. That's 108, which is practical biology. And I'm doing CHM 108 rather. I'm doing again physics 108. This is 108, right? So also I'm doing bio 108. Then we look at this very well. It's not really up to, bio 101, bio 102 rather. This will be 102, right? Not 108, because I already have 108 here. Now I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just offering 9 courses this semester because I'm no more offering GNS 103 again. I'm not offering those 9 courses. So it's very simple. Just need to go again. Okay, how many units course is what? Is MTH 102? It is still what? 3 units course. This is also what? 3 units course. This 102 is also what? 3 units course. My GNS 102 is still what? 2 units. GNS 104 is still what? 2 units. My Power 101, all this practical, they are what? 1 unit, right? But my Power 102 is a 3 units course. Then I have it like this. So then let's say due to this result, the guy was not happy about the result. How will I have 4.5? What's going on? Is it because I did not read my GNS 2 and 1 and neglect this GNS? Wow, why would I neglect this GNS? Okay, let me just try hard this semester. Let me just focus on myself. I'll focus on my weakness. Then the guy writes MTH 102 and end up having what? Having the same thing with what? CHM 102. The same thing with what? With fixes A. So GNS 102, the guy was like, this GNS, I'm really having problem with just this GNS. But later, he tried very well and had what? B. Then GNS 104, the guy had A. Wow, it's making sense because he did not even neglect the weakness again. Then Power 108, he had A. Power 108, CHM 108, the same thing, A. Physics 108, the same thing, A. Power 102, the guy was like, I had A, just only 1 B. Wow, that's making sense. So the next step here, the first step, just like the second, like after you have already what, bring out the table, then you go ahead and what, and calculate what, the grade point. Then how can you calculate the grade point? It's making sense. Just like your A is what, 5 points multiplied by 3. That will give us what, 15. Your section, this one is also what, 15, right? Because it is what, 3 units course. Please 102 is also the same thing as what, as 15 because it is 3 units course. Then GNS 102, this is what, B, and B is your what, your B is what, is 4 points. So that will be what, 4 multiplied by 2, which is what, 8. Then this is also what, 2 units course. Then this is A is what, 5 points, which is 2 multiplied by 5 is what, that's 10. Then this is A, that will have what, 5 times 1 is what, 5. This is also what, 5. This is also what, 5. And this is also A, which is 5 units course. That's what, that's 15. Or let me just do it like this. This is A is 5 points. This is 5 points. This is also what, that's 5 points. This is what, 4 points. This is what, that's 5 points. This is what, 5 points. This is 5 points. This is what, 5 points. This is what, 5 points. Then you are going to multiply all these grade points with what, with your credit unit. You get it right now to get your what, your grade point. Now then let's just go ahead and what, and sum all the what, and get the value of what, of TCU. Like that's total credit unit, right? So getting our total credit unit, we go ahead and add all this together. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 3, that's 9 plus 2, 11 plus 2 again, that's 13, 14, 15, 16. In this case, you are offering what? 19. That's 19 units course. Then let's move to what? Let's go ahead and what, and just find the value of what, of the grade points. So our grade point is going to be, that's 15 plus 15, right? Plus again, you have 15 plus 8, you have 8 plus 10 plus 5, right? Plus 5, right? again, you have 5 again, then plus 15. So in this case, let's see what's happened. This is actually 93. Everything here is what is 93. So the guy was like, wow, I have 93 total grade points. My TGP now is what is 93. Then the next thing you just need to do here is just what to just get your GPA first. Can you see down? So to each semester, what you can have is what is the GPA. But the whole section, that's what cumulative grade point average. You can only have your cumulative grade point average after the whole session. But each semester, you're going to have GPA. That's just it. Now look at this down. So your GPA is what? That will be total credits, or no, sorry, total grade points divided by what? Total credits units. That will be equals to what? 93 divided by what? 19. Then let's see what this guy have. Then the guy had 19 divided by what? Okay, 93 divided by 19. That's, the guy was like extra work, extra. The guy has 4.89. Wow, what a brilliant guy. You know, look at that differences. You have 4.5 at the first semester. Let's say you're not that serious. Then second semester at 4.89. Wow, 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 wow. This is actually a true life story. 4.89 is making sense. It's making sense. Then let's just check what's going to happen here. So, this is the first semester, this is the second semester. Then at the end, what you're going to have is what is the that's actually your, in a session, you have 2 semester in a session. So what you can have here is the cumulative grade point. That's your C at the end of everything, CGPA. You understand? And then how can you get this CGPA? Some people actually, they always use what? Trick. Do you know what they are going to do? They will just sum these two together and divide it by 2. That is, they will have it 4.50 plus what? Plus 4.89 divided by what? 2. Then let's see their CGPA. So you are going to have it to be, let's say, 4.50 plus 4.89 divided by what? Divided by, that's divided by 2. That's 4.695. Wow, 4.695. No, let's say this is what we get, right? But don't forget that you must approximate it to what, to do 2 decimal places. That will be what? 4.69 exactly. Now let's now use the normal method. The normal method is just like you take what you have in first semester, that is the total grade point in your first semester total grade point. That's total grade point 1. Can you see down? Plus total grade point 2 divided by what? Divided by total credits unit 1 plus total credits unit 2. Then let's just go ahead. Total grade point 1 is what? That's 4.50. 4.50, right? Plus then total grade point 2, which is what? 4.89. Then divided by what? Divided by total credits unit 1 is what? That's 20 plus what? Plus 19. Then let's just go ahead and what? And just see what happened. 4.50 plus, that's 4.89, 4.89. That should be 9 points. This is actually 9 points. I think, yeah. Oh, there's a mistake here. It shouldn't be 4.50. I shouldn't use this. I should use, I'm using GPA, no, not GPA. This is what I'm going to use. Total grade point, my total grade point here is 90 plus what? Plus 93. No, total grade point 1 is 90. Total grade point 2 is what? Is 93, not 4.5. No, this is just the GPA that I have. Let's just say this 90 plus what? 93. That's about 180 something, 183. So here you are going to have what? 183, right? Divided by what? 20 plus 19, that's what? That's 39, right? So you divide this, you are going to have 183 divided by what? 39. So at the end, let's see what you had. What this is actually 4.692. Then approximate to what? To 2 decimal places, you are going to have 4.69. Can you say it's the same thing as this? So if you use this method and also you use this method, it's still the same thing. You get it right now. So now the major differences between GPA and also CGPA is that GPA is what you can have after a semester. You can have it during your first semester. You can have GPA, and GPA you can have it during after your second semester. You can have GPA after your first semester and also after your second semester. But CGPA is what you will have after the whole session. And in a session, you have what? First semester and also what? Second semester. Shey you get now? So another thing that you need to note here is that your A is always what? Always 5 points. Your B is what? Is 4 points. Your C is what? Is 3 points. Your D is what? 2 points. Your E is what? That's 1 point. And F is what? 0 points. That means, let's say you are the type, you are a genius, you have all your results to be A, automatic, you are in 5.0. You are on 5.0. If you have all your results, let's say everything here is A, that's 5.0. Let's say your B, you add B all through, that's 4.0. Let's say you have C all through, that's what? 3.0. Let's say you have D all through, you have what? That's what? 2.0. Let's say it is E all through, that's what? That's 1.0. And this one will never be your, even none of this will be your portion. From G self, none of this will be your portion. Just comment, just say amen and drop it in the comment section below if you are enjoying my vibe. So none of this will be your portion. Even C, none of it will be your portion. Just work extra hard, like work, study smart, in the sense that you must set your goal. You must have the A, and also if at all over later I have B. You understand it now? If at all, let's just say at whole, okay, like finally B. Don't always work, all these C, D, E, and F, they always spoil CGPA. Shake it now. Let's assume this guy doesn't work hard, he won't have 4.89. So just always work, let your semester, like your next semester, be better than the previous semester. You get right, and that's only when you can just maintain your CGPA. Check it down. But if your next semester is just even worse, is even worse than the first semester, that means that's just kind of the GPA, the CGPA is going to be what? Depreciating. So another thing I just need to explain here is that we have what we call all these. I think let me just call it. Should I call it award or anyhow? Let's say I think I've explained it. Okay, I haven't explained it. We have something we called first class. Exactly, you have first class, right? So you have second class, right? Second class upper. So we have second class, we have the lower, we have third class, right? And also we have what? We have pass. So actually in my school don't award pass. That's just innovation for you. Just start from first class to third class. And now let's look at this guy. This guy had 4.50 and also has a CGPA first semester GPA, and the GPA for second semester is 4.89. By the time we do the whole session, we try to divide everything together. The guy later end up with what? With 4.869. We may imagine 4.89. That means you need to work hard. You understand? Always work hard, because I know what I'm saying. So let's say our first class ranges from that 4.50 to that's 5.0. You get now. So whenever if you have 4.5 upward up to 5.0, you are still on what? On first class. Then what of second class upper? Second class upper starts from 3.50 to that's 4.49. 4.49. That's second class upper. Then we have our third class to start from second class lower rather. Second class lower starts from 2.40 to that's I think 3.49. That's second class lower. You get now. So we have our third class to start from 1.50 to that's 2.39. That's just the range. Then what of our pass? Our pass starts from 1.0 to 1.49. So anything from 0.9 up downward, that's failure. That's failure. See, you get now. So whenever your let's say your CGPA falls, when I'm talking about CGPA, I'm talking about the whole session. Falls between 4.5 to 5.0, you are on what? On first class. It shows that session you are what? You actually make first class. Then let's say it is 3.5 within 4.49. That's what? Second class upper. Get down. Second class upper is actually second class upper. And also let's say you have what? Let's say you have 2.40 to 3.49. That's second class lower, right? Then let's say you have uh 1.5 up to 2.39, that's what your third class. And let's say you have what 1.0 to what to 1.49, that's what that's pass. Then let's just try to grade this guy. Let's judge this guy. The guy has 4.5 as far as his first semester is concerned. That means he's on what? On first class. Then what of second semester GPA? Second semester GPA is what? 4.89. So he's still on what? On first class. By the time they benefit everything else together, the guy end up having what? 4.69. I mean, they calculate the what? The CGPA. The guy end up having what? 4.69. So 4.69 is still what? First class. That means that guy is what? Is a first class student. That's just it. So if this is your first time visiting my channel, I will just please kindly click on the subscription button, and if you enjoyed this video, do well to share it with your friends.